In this video, I'm going to show you how to pick up stitches along a vertical edge for a button band. And this is a different pickup than we use when we're picking up to form the foundation for the seamless sweater for the English tailoring and the Cocoknits method. This is a really strong foundational pickup. This one you don't want to be quite so strong. I like to make sure that it's also neat on the inside and that it gives more with the fabric. So this is how I'm going to show you how I pick up for button bands. So what you want is, here's our little swatch. I do not pick up and knit at the same time. I'm going to leave this until the actual yarn, until after we've picked up. And what we want to look for, you want to make sure you have a nice clean selvage stitch. And rather than go in and pick up the bars or pick up yarn through these holes, I actually go into the arm of the first stitch. I'm not going to worry about where I pick up down here because we're not picking up and knitting yet. We're just going to pick up. I slip a skinny little needle up into the inside arm of that V, 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then I skip the fourth. That is the ratio of rows to stitches. So that's going to give you usually the correct amount of stitches to knit a button band out from a vertical. So 1, 2, 3, skip the fourth, and you can see again I'm on the inside arm of that first V. So you're going to go all the way up, and then before I start to knit, I'll worry about picking up down here at the other end to try and make sure I get it as neat as I want. And if I need to find a couple extra stitches, I can always find them down there. Going up one side, you can see how these are all sitting on the needle backwards. That's fine. You just knit each of those through the back loop. When you come down the other side, you can see if this were a cardigan, you'd go up one side across the back neck and then down the other. Again, find that V, and you want to just put this through the inside arm of the last V. 1, 2, 3, skip the fourth, all the way down the other side. So as you knit these, you knit up and knit all of those through the back loop. I skip that fourth one entirely. If you think that's going to show, I find it never does, but if you're worried about that, when you come to that fourth one that you haven't picked up, you can pick it up and knit it together with the stitch next to it. This just gives you the correct ratio of stitches that you need. So 3, skip the fourth. When you come down this way, you can see they're all sitting on the needle the right way. So these you would just knit. And you do need to knit one clean row before you start any kind of pattern. If you're going to do a knit 2, purl 2, or a knit 1, purl 1, or even a garter stitch, whatever your edge is going to be, you do need to knit one clean row here before you start any stitch pattern. So you can see how nice and neat this looks when you pick up along there. It's kind of hard to tell in the first row. But you'd finish this entire row all the way around knitting on the right side, and then it's when you go to do the first wrong side row, this is when you'd start a stitch pattern. And that'll give you what you need. When you come across the back neck, it's usually around 1 for 1 picking up. And with these, you can try picking up in the bind off or the cast on, depending on what that is. I'll try it. Look at it. That looks like it'll be nice and neat. So I'd probably just knit right into those. Sometimes that can be really holey and too open. And if that's the case, I just come through the right arm of each V. And I'd knit those as I came to them. On the back neck, again, you've got your pattern, should tell you how many you need to pick up along there. You may need to knit 2 together a couple times. But again, this is so bulky, I would probably go right into this. In this case, it's a bind off, but sometimes that's a cast on. And knit each of those through the back loop. So that's how I pick up for a button band.